Hey, Miss Kim. Welcome to the live. I hope you're doing well. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. It's Monday already. It was just Sunday. How's everyone doing? Well, hi there, Mary. Welcome. BB, hi there. Thank you. Hiya, Grace. I hope you ladies have had a fantastic day. Thanks for joining me here tonight. Hey, Dorothy. You all in here. I appreciate you taking time out tonight. I decided to go live tonight for day number 11 of the 12 days. Thought I'd mix it up a little bit. Want to kind of see how everybody's doing. Cool weather in South Carolina. It was cool here today, and believe it or not, we woke up to it was snow. It was snow. It was a very light dusting, but we had snow this morning, and was a little bit surprised to see that. Oh, thank you, BB. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. I like to, I'm starting to incorporate more lives just to have a little bit of dialogue with you all. It always is, of course, very one sided. So I like this component with regard to the lives, just be able to chat a little bit. So we're going to jump in here in a moment. Likewise, Miss Kim, I thank you. And that is in this format is what that is all about. Hi, Holly. Holden, Illinois. I bet it is. I bet it is. I've been to Chicago. I think that's the only place I've been. And I want to say it was the latter part of the year. So it wasn't exactly cold. But I thought a very pretty city from what I can remember. It's been a while. I think everybody is feeling a little bit of chill here. So, what's on your minds? How's everybody progressing with your holiday? Hi, Wendy. Welcome. How things coming? Just want to touch base with you. I've shown you a few things this week or in the past 10 days, and here at day number 11, I thought I'd just check in and see how you all are doing. I'm hopeful that everybody is doing well. Have we started Christmas shopping? Do we Christmas shop at all? Do we buy a little bit? Do we buy a lot? Do you get distracted like me because I see things that I want and have to kind of remind myself that that's not what this is? Hey, Tammy, welcome. Oh, Holly, you're done. You're ahead of the game. Kudos to you. I will say this year I did something I don't typically do. I'm not a huge QVC shopper or HSN. I have purchased from both of those, but not something consistently. But I bought my first gift this year in October. And I was so excited to see it. I'm like, I have to snag this now because I was afraid I wouldn't have the opportunity to get that particular thing again. And so I did get that one thing, and I've been looking a little bit, but that right now is still the one thing that I have. And I don't have a whole lot of shopping to do. But for what I do have to do, I have a few friends that I shop for, and of course, my husband and daughter. Um, and I know kind of what we're doing with that. So we're going to follow that thought where we are and go from there. Wendy, you're behind. I get it. That professional stuff just kind of gets in the way, doesn't it? But we get it done. It's amazing how we tend to get those things done. That is awesome, Tammy. That time is time you get to cherish and create memories, because I think people tend to definitely remember quality time and adventures and things of that nature. Gail Thomas, welcome. Thank you for being here. And after you've bought a shirt or you've bought a tie or a scarf or whatever those things are that we buy, at some point I think a lot of those just kind of get lost in the sauce a bit because it's what we've done. So I do try to be a little bit creative when it comes to what those things are sometimes, and I try to definitely make them very personal. I mentioned some time ago that when I buy people gifts, I try to buy things that I can appreciate, because and also the people I'm buying for are people I know really well, unless there's some type of office gift or something like that, but I still typically have some insight into something they may enjoy. So I tend to lean that direction. It makes it a little bit easier. But try definitely not to buy the same things over and over, year after year after year. So we kind of try to do that. Hopefully sometimes it works, and I'm looking slim. What? It's not invasive at all. I'm not seeing it. I am not necessarily feeling it. I had on something the other day and I told my husband, I said, I might have lost a pound because what I had on had a little bit of movement in the hips that's not normally there. So I might have lost a very tiny bit, a very tiny bit. So, and definitely this time of year is not the time that I am going to focus on my weight. I definitely enjoy everything that goes in. So this time of year, I'm aware, but I'm not going to deprive myself of enjoying holiday food or just regular food on a day-to-day basis. I think I told you all that all of the treats and things that we indulge in this time of year, I get great joy out of those things. And I'm not a heavy sweets eater. I prefer food. But there are things that I do enjoy and I do eat. But I'm gonna take food over sweets unless it's ice cream. That is my indulgence. In a variety of ways. That is my indulgence. So I definitely enjoy that. And walking, I have, of course, well, I won't say of course, not as committed with regard to the 2 days per week. It is where it gets in. It's not that 2 days a week any longer. So, and of course, you may know that I did add the weights. I told you I'm going to share the routine that I kind of think I'm falling into once I've got that set up. So I will definitely share that. With regard to the decorations, thank you all. Now, I have not commented or responded to a lot of the comments because of the consecutive days. So, over some time, and by the time I get to a lot of them, it'll be old news. But I just want you all to know I am reading your comments and appreciate that you all are enjoying the videos. And I started, of course, with my home decor. For those of you that are new, I have a decorating business And I've been doing that along with the videos and everything else that's going on. And I did manage to get my home decorated a little bit earlier this year. So it was very intentional to get done early. One, because I wanted to include it in the 12 days of Christmas. But normally I don't decorate quite as early. I usually go into December. I usually wait until right after Thanksgiving. And this time I had the tree out about a week before Thanksgiving, although I didn't decorate it right away. So I thank you all. I'm glad you all enjoyed that. It's my favorite time of year. It's also my birthday month. So I'm just having a whole blast over here with all of the goings on. Look behind, girl. I'm scared to look behind me. If I found it, oh no, we're not doing that. If we lose it, it's gonna stay lost. Hopefully, I'm not gonna go looking for it. A mini closet model after yours, half closet, half office. Just wanted to let you know that you've inspired me several times. Wendy, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, and I hope you're getting great value and joy in that space. That is awesome to hear. And for what you know of it, if you saw the tour, you know that this is kind of where I spend a lot of time. I do spend a lot of time in here, and it's great to be able to have the island space to work on and to sit things on for beautification of the space and all of that. So I do hope you're getting great joy out of that space. Well, Miss Kim, I'm gonna need you to get up as soon as this video is over and go pick them up. Go pick them up. That's how I got into the weights. I had had them for a few weeks. Had them a few weeks and I brought them in here and I brought them in here so I could see them. And one day I said, this is it. This is the day. It's a challenge. Just like with the walking, I think exercising in general, some people it I think comes easy for. But I think like the walking, the weights, and for those of you don't know, I was talking about weights because of this area here. I'm trying to make that look better. I just need that to look better. So I bought weights and I've started to use those and trying to create a routine. So in trying to create that routine, I do have to push myself to make those things happen. So Miss Kim, I'm encouraging you while I encourage myself to get those things and use them because as we always say with regard to well, as I always say, with regard to exercise, for me is one of the toughest things to do. The walking became easier because I was very committed, and I was very committed because I made myself accountable to you all. Now, I don't think I'm going to have to do that with regard to the weightlifting, but I think having an accountability partner is a good idea. Somebody that's going to push you and keep you encouraged. So I wish you the best with that. I wish you the best. You get it. You will get it. Hey, Joyce, how you doing? Your birthday is a BB. Your birthday is a few days after mine. So you've been shopping all year. What? Well, I guess you're going to be done I hope you're done. If I read that correctly, you started shopping after your birthday, which is a few days after mine. So you've been shopping for a while. So I guess you're all wrapped and ready. Hi, Renee. Welcome. All right. I started with a 2-pound weight. I'll show it to you if you didn't see it. I said it's 2, it might be 5. It's a 5-pound weight. So I haven't looked at it in that way in a while. It's a 5-pound weight. Wait a minute. There we go. I'm not sure which way you're seeing it. It's a 5-pound. And I have 2 of these. So, Miss Renee, I wish you the best. I wish you the best. Lavon, awesome. I'm glad you all got your package. There have I noticed I've received messages from a few of you all with regard to your packages taking a little longer, and I guess the holiday system is what it is, and that has slowed down things. But I'm glad. Thanks for sharing that. Oh, Miss Kim, congratulations! Since June, wow! Congratulations to you. Corinthia, thank you. I appreciate that. I do try. I definitely try. Come on, BB. Come on, we got to get it together here. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you. Thank you. A weightlifting challenge. Miss Kim, listen. Um I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what that would look like. One, because unlike the walking, that was at that time something I felt I really needed to do at that time to get myself jump started. I really needed to just get out there and do it. Part of the challenge, as I mentioned, was when it got hot, I was out. And this time of year, when it's cold, I'm out again. So I felt like I was trying to maybe get a jump start on it for that time of year during the summer. And with the heat, we still push through it, but that has been a factor. So I'm definitely, you know, conscious of the weather, and there's going to be a period of time where I'm not, I'm not out there. I'm very realistic about what I do and the reasons why. So I have to put in a little bit extra sometimes to for what's coming, but I'll see how that goes with regard to a challenge. When I show my routine with the weightlifting, we may talk about it at that time. So we'll see what happens. So, with regard to fashion, how are you all set for your holidays? Do you dress up? Do you go with your day to day? Do you do anything special? Anything with events coming up for you? How's that going? How is that going? Motivation. Oh boy. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. So, what are we wearing for the holidays? Who's entertaining at home? Who's got a family that you're preparing for the holiday for Christmas Eve dinner or for Christmas dinner? How's that going? And what are you wearing? Are you in comfort clothes or do you add any sparkle to your wardrobe during that time? Anything specific that you plan to wear? I want to know how that looks. I've talked a little bit about how we can incorporate some style into our wardrobes for our guest, for us, but for our guest. Because even though we're entertaining at home, we still can be stylish and comfortable. So if we're going for comfortable, is that blue, I showed you a blue two-piece set from, I want to say it was Salvi. It might have been Shein. One of those. That two-piece set I think is very nice for at-home entertaining. And you definitely can also dress something like that up. It's a velvet of sorts. And I think just throwing on some jewelry with some sparkle, you can still be comfortable and look nice as a hostess. Because the hostess, even though the hostess is busy and doing things, I think when we do that, we still feel a part of the entertainment. I don't like when I see a hostess that's busy and running around and doing things and they're not a part of their guests. The people come to your house, but if you're busy working, you're not necessarily having time to enjoy your guests, then you kind of missed out on that. But I do encourage you to just find something that's a little festive, even something as simple as just a red top, just something to pull you in and make you feel like you are part of the holiday. So I saw an office Christmas party on Thursday wearing a red velvet jumpsuit with black blazer. Okay, okay. You know I'm a fan of a jumpsuit. I love a jumpsuit. That should be nice. Looking intentional around the holidays, while my parents will make others feel good when I come around. Dee Dee, how nice is that? I appreciate that. And I think a lot of times we can definitely inspire and encourage and uplift other people based on how we look. And I think sometimes that can give them an opportunity to maybe take an inward assessment. And maybe when they go home and remember what they saw, it might be an opportunity for you to kind of encourage somebody to also do the same. Velvet, I'm a fan, absolutely. Sequins, color and leather, a velvet green suit. A velvet green suit. What shade of green? Is that emerald green, Wendy? I've been looking for something in emerald green. Um, I would like a blazer, but I'm also open to a dress, I think, in emerald green and something that feels very soft. And velvet, I think, would be a great option. That would be a nice option. Levon, that jumpsuit, I think, is going to be very nice. So this time of year, when I go out, and I've been falling short on the shorts, I have um just because for the past few weeks I've been very busy. So things have calmed down a bit now with the holidays being decorated and all that. Things have calmed down. So I'll get back a bit into my shorts routines, but for just this time of year, just adding a little bit of sparkle is, I think, for me, just something very simple to do. And it can be jewelry, it can be just adding something unexpected in your shoe. Or if you have a denim jacket, if you got a denim jacket with some rhinestones on it or something of that nature, it doesn't scream holiday, but it can be very much holiday. And I think that's a great way to just add something. Forest green, how that sounds very nice. That sounds very nice. That's a great shade of green, especially for this time of year. And with blazers, absolutely blazers. I'm a blazer fan, as you know. Wendy, I think you've been around long enough to know that. So I have some red, I have some black and red, I have some teal. I have a few things that I'm pulling out for for this time of year to kind of be a little bit festive. So what are we doing with regard to our meals? Do you cook at home? Do you order out? Does someone else cook? Do you eat anything in particular? What are we doing with our holiday meals? And along with that, does anybody do meal prep? I have attempted to do that over some period of time. And what I have found, because it's just me and my husband, what I have found is that after maybe day number two, we're kind of over whatever the concept was for maybe 3 or 4 days. And by day three, we're thinking we don't want that. So I've kind of abandoned the idea of meal preparation. So we just kind of wing it day to day unless it's Sunday, and I typically cook bigger on Sundays for hopefully a couple of days. We eat out. I won't say a lot, but we do eat out a bit. It might be a lot. I mean, it could be a lot to some. But I think we have a good balance of cooking. Um, we get that done and we pick up things and bring in, or we go out. But this time of year, being busy and all that, we're gonna get it how we get it. We're gonna eat. We're definitely gonna eat. Christmas gala at the Hilton. I love that. Cargo pants from Target. They're they're really BB, they're really what? They're pretty, but I didn't get the other part. All right, Sandra. You're working the velvet. I love that. I just love velvet this time of year. And I think it has a warmth to it. I like the softness of velvet. And I think anything velvet just elevates your outfit. So it's a very simple thing to do. And I think if you can have some basic pieces, I think if nothing else, a blazer in velvet or a top of some kind in velvet, even if you put that on with denim, I think there's some level of elevation that you're going to have there. And of course, if you add a sequin top with a blazer in velvet, you've won that already. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I think it just elevates everything. Cooking at home, Joyce. Awesome. 2 meats, 2 veggies, and mix them up. Yeah, kind of done that, combinations of that, but it's still kind of a toss up. So what I end up doing is I have done is end up putting it in the freezer for a later time, and then we just go with whatever. That's kind of how we do it. Husband's the main cook. He always cook for the family. Now the kids are grown. He doesn't cook as much, so I've had to figure out. Trader Joe's is somewhere I've only been to my memory. I've only been to Trader Joe's one time. And I saw a lot of bulk produce and things like that. Kind of checked out the seafood, but I have never shopped at Trader Joe's. And do they have like prepared meals? Is that something that I've heard? I really don't know. Um, my husband cooks too. I would say I'm the main cook. He cooks enough that I would say he cooks. And sometimes he'll start and I'll finish, or however that combination goes. But we both cook. I cook more, and you know, if neither of us are of a mindset that we want to do it, we will get something out. But we have a little bit of a system in terms of how that goes. I don't care what I eat most days. I just need to eat. Um, so I can eat cereal for dinner. I'll eat breakfast food for dinner. I really don't I really don't have a set whatever. So what I typically do is he'll decide what the meat is, and we'll come to some agreement on whatever the sides are. So that's kind of how that goes most days. So if he suggests something and I don't want that, then we'll find something we both want. Um, I'm not a picky eater for most things. Now I have some people will disagree with that because and when I say I'm not a picky eater, I think for the things that I eat, I wouldn't say I'm picky. I have a wide range of things that I do eat, but there are a lot of things I do not eat. I'm from North Carolina, for those of you that have not heard that yet. And I grew up for a good portion of my time in the country. So I guess I would say I'm a country girl. And I lived in the city for what that is, in the city from age 14 through high school, college. But my roots are in the country. And for someone from the country, there's a lot of things I do not eat, such as, and I think I've gotten a side eye when I say these first two things because people always say, how can you be from the country and you don't eat that? And number one is Raw tomatoes. I do not eat raw tomatoes. I don't want them on a sandwich. I don't want them as a side. I don't eat them. The other is raw onions. I do not like them. Now, cooked in food, that's a different thing, such as my roast, which was delicious, by the way. I don't mind them as much, but to have a raw onion on a sandwich does not work for me. Periodically, I can tolerate them on a hot dog if they are almost minced, like mush. And that's how that goes. I can't do it. I was at it's not fun. No, 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 no. Miss Kim, nope. In the trash. Trader Joe's husband and daughter are both vegetarians, so we don't eat out a lot. Oh, Miss Kim, you know what's odd? And I don't have them a lot, but I will eat pig feet. I will eat them. Now they need to go through some level of high seasoning and all of that, but I will eat those. Um, I don't eat things like okra. Um, I don't eat spinach. I really don't know what spinach tastes like, raw or cooked. I ate some when I was when I was probably 10 or 11 mistakenly because I thought it was mustard greens. And it wasn't good. It wasn't good. I don't know if it was overcooked. I don't know because to my knowledge, I have not had it since. And I don't try it raw, so I don't put it on a salad or anything like that. I don't eat lima beans. I don't eat navy beans. I don't eat black eyed peas. I don't eat squash and those kinds of things. So one of my cousins told me she was going to take my country card away from me because of the things I do not eat. Now, obviously, I do eat enough that I have maintained this weight for several years. So I'm doing okay. I am doing okay over here. When it comes to that, and when it comes to my clothes, I feel like the first notification that I have that I need to pull back on whatever the thing is how my clothes are going to fit in the hips. So I've told you all before that I'm a 14, 16 when it comes to a bottom, more leaning toward the 16. And that is because of the hips. So I typically have to get things altered to fit me in the waist. And so when I've kind of when I'm tipping the scale a little bit, is I'm feeling it mostly in the hips. My tops don't adjust that much. The hips, that's a different thing. So we try and figure out ways to make that stay kind of close to what it is most of the time. So I don't fluctuate a whole lot when it comes to my weight. If I lose a little bit, it's going to be in my hips and in my face. That's where people typically say they ask that question, my face looks slimmer. So I guess that's what it is. So how are we doing when it comes to choosing our day-to-day wardrobes? Are we all still or is anyone having any issues with making those day-to-day selections for work or for just being at home? Some time ago, I had a few comments about what to wear when you retire and your wardrobe changes, or you go from what's kind of a uniform day to day. Now you're home and don't have that requirement with regard to your wardrobes if you are in that situation. Um, I I know there's we're still people are still busy even though they're retired. One of my friends has been retired for probably 10 years and she's busy. There's stuff to do. And so when she goes out, she's comfortable, but she's still very stylish, and she's no longer in suits and pumps and that kind of thing, but she's still very stylish day to day, and just trying to find I will share what I'm laughing about, but still, are you just trying to find new ways to incorporate those things in for a day-to-day look? Um, BB, are you asking, will I eat those things I mentioned here and there? Sam, I am. You all are funny. No okra. Nope, 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 nope. Hi, Selena. Welcome to the live. Debbie, never met a green you didn't like. I do eat collard greens. I eat cabbage. I love both. I eat mustard greens. I will eat turnip greens. I'll green beans and peas, sweet peas. Those are about my tolerance level when it comes to greens. I don't eat broccoli on a regular basis. I will eat broccoli because apparently it has a lot of nutritional value. So sometimes I can manage to get that in. Brussels sprouts, I've had those a couple times. I've only had them once where I'm like, oh, okay, I can eat that. And it's been downhill ever since. So I don't mess with Brussels sprouts like that for real. Um, no, ma'am, Joyce. I don't eat roasted vegetables. No, I don't. I've tried them on the grill. I've tried them in the oven. Um, I don't like roasted vegetables. Who was that said I should be a skeleton by now? Trust and believe I eat enough of what I eat for that not to happen. I am a huge pasta fan. I do the vegetables that I mentioned. I also eat corn. Um, the veggies that I mentioned, I do like the starches, rice, potatoes, all that, mac and cheese, sweet potatoes I do like. So, yeah, my favorite meat is, I would say, is in the pork family. I would say probably is a pork chop. But I do like steak. And I prefer a ribeye, I would say, if I'm gonna go the steak route. Hi, Ansala. Welcome to the live. Hi, Shirley. Thanks, Miss Kim. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we're all surviving over here. We're surviving. BB, um, picking out the one piece but not mixing them up. So do you mean you get the base piece and then you're having some trouble getting the add-on pieces? Is that what you mean there? Some other pork chops, Miss Kim. Yes, ma'am. All over that. I'm all over it. Um, let me know, Miss Kim, BB, what you are referring to there. It sounds like you're having some challenges when you say mixing them up. You mean wearing one thing with that base and then changing it to something else the next time you wear it? The premise of this channel is that the mix part is when we wear a dress and we wear whatever jewelry with it, the next time we wear that dress, wear different jewelry or put on a blazer with it. Or if you wear a blazer with it on the second time, maybe the third time that you wear it with a cardigan. So mixing and matching, and that way we get to wear all these variety of pieces. Even though we're wearing the bases all the time, if that's the case, we still get to wear a variety of other things. You sent me a picture, Debbie. I didn't get that. I'm sorry. I do want to see that. Send it to me again. And I'm glad you got compliments. How nice. How nice. All right, Wendy. You know, do you all think that there is, at what point does so many clothes, or I have a lot of clothes, or I have too many clothes, at what point does that become a lot? And does it even matter, or can you even, does it just matter depending on your space, if you don't have enough space for the amount of clothes, or just having a lot of clothes? I mean, how do we determine what a lot of clothes really is? Because I've had some comments that I have a lot of clothes, and I guess I do, but I don't have as many as some people I know. I have more than other people I know. So what makes it a lot? How do you differentiate one person's lot from someone else's lot? But by the same token, if someone says I don't have a lot of clothes, what does that mean? Does that mean you have a small closet and you don't have a lot of clothes, or you have a big closet and you have a little bit of clothes in it? I would like to hear your perspective on that. All right, Debbie, I'll take a look at that. Hi, Erica and Miss Cindy. Welcome. Andrea, hey there. How do you all feel about that? What makes it a lot? Miss Kim, I do. And we have 300. When you think about what we have to work with, we have 365 days to wear clothes. And we can, I read somewhere, and I've read it a few times, that we wear 20% of our clothes 80% of the time. So there's a lot of pieces that don't get worn based on that. I guess it's a statistic. We wear 20% of our clothes 80% of the time. So we're passing by all these things that never leave the house. So, you've been here for a while now. You know that I tell you, find a way to wear what's in your closets. And with 365 days, we're talking about a minimum of 365 outfits, even if we're repeating things. But guess what? There are lots of days that I need two outfits. So, how many outfits is that a year? I don't know. I've never had reason to calculate that. But at a minimum, even on a day, if I don't leave the house, I'm still wearing something that's not pajamas. I'm not in pajamas all day. So I still have to have on some garments of some kind. So when you say, if somebody tells me I have a lot of clothes, I guess my answer to that is, yeah, I do. But it's not like I acquired it all in the past 2, 3 years. This is a compilation of things from a long time. So it does add up. Wendy trying to purge for 2 months, getting rid of items that have worn in over a year through all 4 seasons. I think if space is a challenge, then that's a good idea. I think if space is not a challenge, that can be a good idea. I tend to get rid of things when I feel like I'm not reaching for them as often. Now, as you've seen recently, I have a few old def is what they are. They've been with me 25 plus 30 years, 30 plus years. They're old. But for the most part, I would say 85% of my wardrobe is less than maybe 7 or 8 years old because I donate consistently throughout the year. And when I give away, I give away. I mean, I miss things. I may look for something. It's like, and I realize, oh, I gave that away. Um, but there's no way for me to maintain what I really want to do in here. What I really want everything to stay in this space. Now if I tip over and teeter a little bit, I I've got somewhere to go. But before that happens, I feel like I need to purge. And actually, my next purge section is going to be bottoms. And it's going to be bottoms because I have a lot of black bottoms. And a couple of years ago, I decided I was not going to buy a suit that had a black skirt or a black pair of pants attached to it, unless that jacket was all that and I was willing to pay for a jacket. Because I have a lot of bottoms and a lot of those came with suits. And I may or may not wear them with the suit because I want the blazer. So probably 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I decided on that. And that's helping to minimize that black section in my closet. But I'm just sitting here looking at it now, and it's something I've thought about in the past few weeks. I do need to thin out that section. Once the hangers start to get tight and I feel like I'm having to put effort into getting to things, I need to purge that section. So we're doing that. We're getting ready to do that. For every new purchase, Levon, you get rid of something. I do that not every new purchase. I do try to do that on some interval, and that does help. What I try to do is I try not to buy too many things that look alike. But if I bring in something, and you all know I have a lot of black and white, I'm always going to have a lot of black and white. But depending on what that item is, if it's close enough to replace an item, I'm going to get rid of the old piece and put in the new piece. But I don't get rid of anything every time I bring in something new. It just depends on what section of the closet it's going into because I do need to maintain those sections. But that is a great way to maintain space. And Barry, you eat everything except cantaloupe. Now, I like fruit. Um, I eat a wide range of fruits. I don't eat fruit a lot though. Um, I'm trying to think of a fruit I don't like. Blackberries aren't my favorite. I like them, but because of the seeds and all that, I prefer not to eat them unless there's some cobbler attached to it. That's a little different. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of selective on certain things. Now, let me put this out there. As a country girl, obviously we don't choose where we were born. So there are some things that I don't believe I need to partake in. And one of those things is chitlins, okay, or chitterlings, whatever you call them. I'm not eating it. I am not eating chitlins. Y'all, listen. I know there are people that eat them and love them, and one of them lives in my house. I do not partake of those things. So I would eat tomatoes before I eat some chitlins, and we establish how that goes. Mm-mm, we're not doing that. I don't think. Mm-mm. Truly have lots of clothes and shoes, two closets, and an armoire, and a bureau of clothes. I love it. 50 pair of shoes, boots, and gym shoes. Wendy, my girl. You know, what's you're admitting that you have a lot of clothes. And obviously, you are okay with having a lot of clothes. So, I don't personally think there's anything wrong with having a lot of anything. Some people have a lot of dishes, some people have lots of towels. I met a lady probably 15 years ago, had the pleasure of going to her home, and she was happy to show her things. She had really nice things, gorgeous home. And she opened her linen closet. And when I tell you, without any exaggeration at all, she could have started a towel boutique from her linen closet. She had every style, every color, every everything with regard to a towel. Now I like towels. I like fluffy towels. I like nice towels. This lady had all the holidays. She had all the design. I mean, just towels. So she probably had as many towels as I have dresses. I don't know. She had a ton of towels. So there's nothing wrong with it at all. So if that's an indulgence that you enjoy, it is certainly one that I enjoy and have for years. And will continue to do so. So just go with that. Erica, you have a lot of clothes, and see, no matter how I try to thin out, I'm trying to organize them orderly. It's a huge job. It can be a challenge, and that's one reason why I fell into the sections that I have with regard to how I have the closet organized and having everything together. Now, I honestly think it would appeal to me if it were not for the size, the lengths of the sleeves. It would honestly appeal to me to have every color together, everything of a color together. But I don't like looking for things. So if I'm looking for that sleeveless top and I'm overlooking it because it's stuck between a blazer and a something else, and I think I don't have it, I don't like that part of that. But I would probably enjoy being able to have all those colors together. I think it looks nice. And of course you're gonna know where things are. But for me to be able to have the categories separately, I find huge appeal in that, and I find that that is a bit easier to maintain. And knowing what you have, I just saw somebody comment something about knowing how to mix things. I think when you can see things, it's probably easier because you're going to be able to have some visual of where that top is in your space. Now, I encourage you to spend time in your closet like you spend time doing some other things. If you're a cook, then a lot of cooks spend times with recipes. They know which book has what recipe. You should know which whatever has whatever that thing is you're going to need in your closet. And when we have that kind of relationship with our clothes, it becomes easier to mix and match because we're always mindful of what we have. And I told my years ago, my daughter was she was, I don't know, a teenager of an age that she could, do what I was asking. And I sent her to my closet to grab whatever the thing was. And she says, "Well, how do you know it was where it was?" I said, "Because that's where I put it." If you put things back where they were and that's the space for them, I think it also becomes easier to dress versus just hanging things, even though it's with something. For me, it's that's where that green dress belongs. This dress, those things are there. That's where they go. They live right there. Now, if something new comes in, it's going to be colorized. So I'll still know that whatever goes beside that green dress or that gold dress, I'm very aware that that thing is there. So that helps me to just know what's there. And Michelle, I agree with that. When I buy something and bring it here, I'm going to be excited to wear it. And I try to wear it in a short period of time, if it's in season, of course. I try to wear it in a short period of time and get that part done. One, because I bought it to wear. So if we bring it and put it in the closet and it doesn't get beyond that point, we're missing out on the enjoyment of those things we got to bring home. And we even probably missed an opportunity and maybe frustrated ourselves about wearing something when the thing that has the tag on it might be what you needed. It just might be what you needed. So pull that stuff out. Robin's Way, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Debbie, Lord, Debbie. All right. Debbie has a prayer request. I hope you all saw that. Let's send some vibes her way. Send it her way. Joyce, you cleaned out the closet with the old and in with the new from Angela's live sales. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. And for those of you that don't know and didn't see and haven't heard or read, the next sale is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Right here. Dee Dee, you have a lot of clothes too. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. So when it gets to that point, which is kind of where my bottoms are going right now, yeah, it's time to purge and get rid of those things. So if you're wearing, if say let's say black is your favorite color, and you have a lot of the same kinds of tops because that's the style you prefer. If you're wearing the same things all the time, what I would recommend is that those things you put somewhere else. Eliminate those as an option for you to have to choose from. It's going to force you now to wear something you have not worn in a while, or even to look at something differently to create a new combination. It could be color, it could be print, it can be the style of top. It can be now, of course, sweaters. If you don't typically wear sweaters, maybe you can incorporate that into your wardrobe. If you find that you like leather, there's so many ways to wear leather. Leather is like that velvet. You can get it in so many different pieces. But it's also leather for that matter is a great piece to mix with other things. So you remember when you were little, and I used to do this with my friend. We would get in the closet and just try things on. We'd just be just trying on clothes. Over the years, we both still do that. I encourage you to do that. And that's one way to just know what's going to fit, how it's going to fit, and if it's something that you need to even still have in your closet as a possible option. If it does not fit, then purge that thing. Again, I always say either we like it or we don't like it. If we don't like it, why do we even have it as an option in our closets? Now, if your style is changing and you're going from dressier to casual, then you can weed out those dressier pieces. I would say definitely hold on to some just based on where you're going to have to go at some point. Don't get rid of all of it. But I do say you can thin it out. And if you're leaning into more casual things, then be selective about what those casual things are and be very intentional about those pieces that you bring in to replace what you're getting rid of. So that's going to help you maybe mix and match a little bit and have some of those as options that you may not have had otherwise. Those old pieces a lot of times, and for fashion, there is this huge cycle, which is why some things I don't get rid of readily is because as long as I'm still wearing it and it's still in style, typically it's going to be because I'm not a trendy buyer. There's nothing wrong with it. If I buy a trendy piece, it's just going to be something that I can wear for a while. And those things are going to come back. And I feel like I'm seeing that things are coming back more often with some pieces. So wear your things, enjoy them. No one can tell you how or what you should be wearing in a certain year because it's 2 or 3 years old now. If you love your whatever, wear it. Because it's a part of your style. It makes you feel good. You think you look good in it. You get compliments in it. Wear it and enjoy it. Because I've always said your style is your style. We can refine, we can make changes, we adjust to all kinds of things, but from a fashion standpoint and how you create your style, whatever it is you enjoy wearing it and accessorize it. You know, we got to accessorize. So, whatever those accessories are, and that's not always jewelry. Scarves are a great way to accessorize, flower pins, hats, your handbags. None of that involves jewelry if you don't wear jewelry. So there's lots of creative ways that you can find to do that. Your date's coming, but Debbie, Miss Kim told you, just put your stuff on. Your date is on his way. Mhm. All right. Hey, Tashika, how are you? Good morning. Where are you? Good morning. Linen. I like linen. You know, I used to struggle with that because of what it looks like after you've had it on for 6 minutes. Linen is, after I understood what it's supposed to look like, the wrinkles were getting me. But after I kind of settled into, oh, okay, it's linen and it's supposed to look a certain way, I do like it. I don't have a lot of it, but there are some linen pieces that are good. I really do like the look of some of those. You, Mary, too many clothes. So, what do you all do? So if you have too many clothes, do you just keep having too many clothes, or do you donate them or share them or whatever, however that goes? How does that go? Hey, Demp's Designs, welcome. All right, let's see. Hi, Maria. I'm so happy you are. Thank you. All right, BB. Well, how nice. Oh, wow. Now, BB, those photos that you have sent to me, I have enjoyed seeing those. Those outfits are nice. I'm glad that you're incorporating some of those tips and things into your wardrobe. I love to see that. Erica, no, I am not a pastor's wife. I I used to get that a lot before I did my get to know me video. I'm not a pastor's wife. I am, however, a PK. And that's a lot of the influence probably that you're seeing in my style. So that goes back years, years and years. Not Lenny Kravitz. Lord have mercy. You getting real specific there, Miss Kim. No, I don't mind you asking at all. There was quite a few uh guesses as to whether or not I was, as well as other things when people were trying to figure out what I did outside of YouTube. So that was all over the place. But Pastor's Wife was up there. I mean, there were quite a few of you that thought that. Hi, Cecilia. I hope you're feeling better. Nice to see you here. Debbie gonna go look up Lenny Kravitz. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Selena. You all are a fun bunch. Chico's jewelry, yes. We got some Lenny Kravitz fans on here. Thank you, Tashika. I appreciate that. I think when we, as we mature or get older or age or whatever, I think we lose some of that enjoyment of what it was when we were teenagers and we get new things and try them on and we're talking to our friends and this and that and whatever about clothing. I still talk to my friends about clothing. It's, we have um we share that as a common thing that we can enjoy discussing. And whether it's, somebody sharing something or somebody sending me something they saw to get an opinion on, or sending me something they think I might like or whatever, there's still some enjoyment in sharing that with friends. And what that does, it creates a lot of what we're doing with regard to having that conversation about that common thing. So what I have found and is that I would say most of my friends, and it's not like I have you know, I have a small friend group. I would wear what's in all of their closets. Our styles are very similar. Now, there are some things that we all wear that each other would not wear, wouldn't be our first choice to wear. But for the most part, our styles are kind of in sync. Um, so if you can connect with people who encourage and motivate you with a compliment, or that thing that somebody compliments you on, people I think compliment the entire look. They may focus in sometimes and say, "Oh, I love your jewelry. I love your top, or I love your whatever." But there, I think, is something in that total picture that made them focus on that thing. So those are the things and probably the kinds of things that you might want to focus on when you're trying to figure out how to mix and match those things into your wardrobe. What are those things that people say you look nice in? Oh, you look very nice today. Oh, okay. There's a whole look there. And if you pull that together or some components of that on a regular basis, you might land somewhere that you're going to feel like when you put those things on from now on, you're feeling a certain kind of way. So you go buy more of that thing. And that's going to help you pull in your style because you're comfortable in it. And other people have said you look a certain way in it. So focus on those things when you're trying to find that balance. And Sala, I agree with you in on that. I think those classic pieces are they are the lifeline of my wardrobe because they will always be in style, regardless of the time of year or the occasion, regardless of colors as they change and become popular year to year and that kind of thing. Those classic pieces, and a lot of times those classic brands, those core brands that we've known for years, they are always going to have those pieces. And those are the things that I try to buy and always have in the wardrobe. And I lean heavily into blazers and I lean heavily into dresses. And those things can go together. But they're going to be those classics aren't going to go anywhere. They're always going to have that space in my wardrobe. No, Selena, we don't want to be matronly. Um and I know that's different things to different people. But I think when someone says matronly, I think there's a certain look that goes with matronly, and I think it probably leans toward not to offend anyone. I don't want to offend anyone. And I don't know y'all like that. So and I don't know what y'all are wearing. But I think when people say matronly, I think y- there's an maybe an old or a much older style maybe than the person is. I know some 50-year-olds that dress like 70-year-olds of what we know of what used to be 70-year-old. Let me change that. What used to be 70-year-olds. 70-year-olds now are different. And when I get there, I'm hoping to be different too because I think we along the way realize that we don't have to change because the numbers change or because our age changes in that way. So what you're enjoying at 55, you can still enjoy at 65. You don't have to look like you don't have to look matronly or old because you're 65. If you still want to have a little spice to your wardrobe. Someone sent me an email. I won't say who, and she's an older woman. Okay, that can be anything, but she's an older woman, and she was trying to pull together a look that involved a mini skirt. So I she asked a few questions. I answered the questions, and I was not shocked because of her age, and she said she was trying to wear a mini skirt. But the looks that she was trying to pull together would have been appropriate for someone her age. And she's a bit older than I am. So I wasn't shocked by that because I think women now have realized that you can wear what you want and still be tasteful and still be appropriate and still whatever that is. I know everything is relative. It's a term, but can still enjoy things that other people wear, but for you. Just you modify it for your body type, you modify it for your style and your taste, and still be able to enjoy a mini skirt as an older woman when it's paired with the right things. And from what she was describing, I feel like she was going to look like she was going to be appropriately dressed and she was going to go out to that event she was going to and she was going to be fine. And she was probably going to get some compliments on her look because she was probably able to pull that off. So as we age, as we age and we start to make these adjustments, then I think if you're comfortable in it, I think if you're comfortable in it and you have your style pulled together in a way that it's presentable, then just go with what feels good in that way. Um those and someone mentioned a mannequin. I said some time ago that those pieces that are on the mannequins are there so that you know what's in the store, and what is on the mannequin is probably in the area that you're in, that the mannequin is in. But that doesn't mean that you have to wear those pieces on the mannequin that way. You can buy that outfit that's on the mannequin, but bring it home and put your own spin on it and add your flair to it. That's that's what I think a lot of those mannequins, because they're not styled. I don't see a lot of really styled mannequins. I see the clothes on them, but I don't see them styled in any particular way. Um, that I walk up and say, I want all of that. I don't see that. So they're there to help you just find things, in my opinion. Mary, I have done that with regard to um making my donations. So I make donations, as I've said, to women who are going back to work, or if someone lost a home, or whatever those scenarios are. I've done a lot of donations for that. But I also do know women through church groups or friends who may know someone who needs clothing and will appreciate what I'm donating, because a lot of times, depending on how you get those donations to people, the people that are receiving the donations may go through them before the people who need the donations may go through them. I've heard of those instances. So, we try to do our part, but we can definitely, find some other avenues to direct depositors of those pieces. All right, Robin's Way with the bling and the leather and the jumpsuit and all the sparklers. I love it. I love it. I'm very much believe that age is just a number. It's where we get to as a day-to-day process, but we don't have to lose who we are because we're aging. I just don't believe we have to do that. Vintage handbags, BB, I love it. Women's shelters are a great place to donate to. All right, Tashika knocking on the door. I told somebody um a few months ago. I said I don't know if I'm knocking on the door of 60 yet, but I'm definitely on the sidewalk. I'm on the sidewalk. So I'm excited about that. I see the changes. Like I told you, I'm very real with what I see, and I see things that are just changing, and it's an adjustment. But I'm very okay with the changes because I'm still here to see them, and trying to just be very aware and more attentive to what I'm feeling and what I'm doing and all of those things. But y'all, we need to try to age gracefully and not just get old Um, and a lot of how we do that has to do with how we dress. Um, it's a feeling. It's I think it's an attitude to some degree. Now, there's a lot that's going on out here with regard to mindsets. But we still, even with aging, still need to be nice to people. I will say it that way. We need to be nice to people because a lot of us are going through a lot of things, and a kind word will help a lot of people day to day go through the days that they have ahead. People are having real challenges, and hold on to our pretty. Who says that? That is Deborah DeBerry. Deborah Berry says, "Hold on to it." She's holding on to her pretty. So we got to hold on to what we have and try and make it better. Part of the this, you know, it could be better. It can just be better. And so that is what all of this is about is just looking at it and seeing it and not doing anything about it. I think just in my mindset of aging and trying to be better with, trying to be prepared for what's coming and feeling good about what I'm presenting to the world. But before it even gets to the world, I want to be comfortable with what I'm seeing for me and not just getting old and not doing anything about it. I think we all have the same opportunity, regardless of where we are in life. I think we have the opportunity to just make the best of what we have. I want to leave you all with something. And I found this on, well, I didn't find it. It happened to pop up on, I think I saw it on Facebook. And the page is Success OHM. I'm not sure what that stands for, but the message is what I want to share. So the story goes, a father told his daughter, "Congrats on your graduation. I bought you a car a while back. I want you to have it now. Before I give it to you, take it to a car dealer in the city and sell it. See how much they offer." The girl came back to her father and said, "They offered me $10,000 because it looks very old." Father said, "Okay, now take it to the pawn shop." The girl returns to her father and said, "The pawn shop offered $1,000 because it's a very old car and a lot of work needs to be done." The father told her to join a passionate car club with experts and show them the car. The girl drove to the passionate car club. She returned to her father after a few hours and told him, "Some people in the club offered me $100,000 because it's a rare car that's in good condition." Then the father said, "I wanted to let you know that you're not worth anything if you're not in the right place. If you are not appreciated, do not be angry. That means you are in the wrong place. Don't stay in a place where no one sees your value." The moral of the story: know your worth and know where you are valued. A diamond doesn't shine on the bottom of a cave. If you got big plans and a burning desire to live a life most people only dream about, you got to do things differently. When people zig, you got to zag. When everyone else is digging for gold, you got to sell the shovels. I thought that was a powerful message, whether fictional or not. I think the message is there with regard to us feeling the value that we have. We don't have to flaunt it. We don't have to always talk about it. But if you are feeling unappreciated, if you are feeling like you deserve more, position yourself to receive in those places that people appreciate what you bring to the table. And but you first got to know. You first have to know. Now that she has the car and somebody's offering 1,000, now somebody's offering 100,000 because it's a rare car. Nobody else before she got to that point saw that value. So when you know what you're working with, go with that. Ladies, know without a doubt that you are valuable. You are the stuff. You are loved. I love you. I love you all for being here and for supporting this channel. And know that for yourself, that you have value. I wish you all happy holidays. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. I typically switch from happy holidays to Merry Christmas. Closer to Christmas, I say both. But I hope you all are enjoying this holiday season and that you're being safe and taking precautions because we definitely still need to do that always. And tomorrow will be the 12th day of my 12 days of Christmas. I hope you all have enjoyed the mixture of things. That was fashion mix. How about that? I hope you all have enjoyed it all. And tomorrow I will be bringing a video. And also, tomorrow is the live sale. It is the final one for this year. And we'll have all the things as usual. I do not intend to bring a video on Wednesday on the heels of the 12 days. Don't intend to. However, what I do intend to do is on random days leading up to Christmas, I may pop in with something. So I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night. Thanks for coming to the live tonight. And everyone, be safe until tomorrow. I wish you all a good night. See ya.